Bat lives matter.
Batman. Robert Pattinson. He shared a sexually transmitted disease. That was COVID. With a Chinese girl named Wuhan.
That's it.
There is no city. That's the conspiracy. There is no city.
There's
Go on Google Maps. There is no city that's named Wuhan.
No.
There isn't.
Is there really no?
There is.
Oh, there.
No, there isn't.
There isn't.
I really couldn't tell. Okay. Hello and welcome, retards, to episode number 58 of Talking About Real Shit podcast with yours truly, Dennis, and my good old sister, Ina.
Ninja.
So the reason I have a trash can on my head is not because I'm
Trash.
worthless and trash.
There's a second reason.
There's a second reason. Hair reveal 2.0.
Ooh. Ayo.
I'm back. You know what this means?
What?
This whole thing?
What?
We have to change our logo. I have to edit the logo a little bit to take off the hair.
And you don't have a fucking mustache.
And I have a mustache. Which I wish I can grow a beard, but I can't.
Yeah, you really wish you could?
I really wish I could. I would love a beard.
Can't put this cough drop in your trash can.
Yeah.
Tastes like absolute garbage.
Is it one? Is it the shit? Is it not Halls?
It's Ricola.
That's why. I'm from Switzerland. Ricola's from Switzerland, but goddamn,
it's
it's
disgusting.
worthless.
And whatever is filled with inside is like too much.
Yeah,
Like they're trying to kill you with it. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, you're gonna die, but at least you won't be coughing.
Yeah.
So that's how we do it.
So it's episode 58. Last week, obviously, we talked about the whole thing of Ukraine and all that stuff. So
Russia.
this is what the media is doing. Are you ready for what I'm about to blow your mind?
Blow
Okay. Everyone had COVID. You saw the numbers, right?
Yeah.
Everyone was sick. Ukraine happens. No COVID speak,
Oh,
right?
yeah. Oh, yeah.
But no. Listen to this now. We've gotten bored of Ukraine.
Mhm.
It's like, it's already happening. It's 8 days. And, people get bored of it.
Yeah, they're
And now look, you're sick.
Yep.
They brought it back.
You brought it back.
They're just trying to control us.
Dude, I don't know what this is, but a lot of people have it. And it's not like, I don't know, I didn't get her tested for COVID. They asked, which I was surprised with, that they didn't push it. The doctor's office.
Well, why didn't they just do a standard COVID test?
They asked, they're like, we could do a COVID test, we could do an influenza test. What do you want? I said influenza test. And like, if it comes back negative, do you want to do like a strep throat one? And I said, yeah. They both came back negative. I didn't do a COVID test. Do you think I should have?
Off the air, yes. Like, why? It's free.
Because the second that you get it, it's like right there. It's like, okay, now you can't be this and you can't do that, and I don't want it. Because I know, because the guy said, he's like, we've had lots of cases of like the cold coming through.
Well, yeah, but
And so
like one of Victor's mom, she had COVID.
Yeah.
Like recently, like she just got out of it.
I think this is the same as that. What is it? Omicron. That's a newer strain, right?
Yeah, but if she had that, it was like
I had
way
that
worse.
one before.
I know I had Omicron.
So what is
Me
this?
and Mom had this.
So what
I
is
don't know.
this?
That's the thing. You definitely should have gotten her tested, and I think you should too. Because like, well, it's too late now. Either way, you've gone all over the place. No, you definitely should though. Like you should have gotten her tested.
And then they wouldn't have done nothing about it.
Yeah, I know, but then at least
That's the thing, and then I know. But it's like, okay, well, that's why I tested for influenza and strep, because I'm like, if she has it, there's actually things that you can give me for it. Okay, so cool, you test her for COVID, you tell me she's got COVID. Okay, can you give me anything for it? No? Okay, well then what's the point of me
you can
telling
take
you?
ivermectin.
I don't even know what that is.
Joe Rogan. Yeah, you should have.
Oh, too late now.
If
If it doesn't go away by like Tuesday, then I will.
Well, there's no point.
I
There's literally zero. Like, then
There
don't
is.
do it. Then don't test
won't
it.
do
You
it.
know, because it's like it's already too late.
I think all you guys are gonna get sick.
Most likely. No, me and mom know. I don't think so. There's no way.
Why?
Because we should be immune for like 6 months.
Okay, but me
4
and
months.
Amelia should be immune.
When did you guys have it?
The same, like we gave it to you guys.
Oh yeah,
That's why I don't think it's like the COVID.
the COVID.
I think
Maybe it's
up,
Russia.
I think she picked up something from daycare because her friend sick since Wednesday, and Amelia was fine on Wednesday, but complained about her throat hurting Wednesday night. Woke up to Thursday with a fever.
Maybe it's Russia.
Maybe
Maybe they fucking
infiltrated.
infiltrated us.
Right? There's like no COVID mention anymore. Oh, did you hear New York lifted the Vax card and everything?
Yeah, there's been a lot of lifted for vaccines
I wonder how
and
people
stuff.
feel now, the ones that like got the card to travel and shit, and now they're like, well,
Well, you get the card when you get the vaccine, so you get the vaccine whenever.
so we're good, we're safe.
Yeah, I think. I think
Do you think it's over with now?
the way I can see it happening. Like I haven't really followed too much. I haven't followed COVID stuff in a long time, but I can see like this kind of being like.
Taking like priority over everything.
Yeah, so the whole Ukraine crisis, right, is all taken and stuff like that. Well, okay, hold on for a second. I was going to do a joke in the beginning, but I guess it's too late because now we're like, I kind of have to explain what I'm talking about. But like, I think with the whole Ukraine thing, that like, yeah, it's just, look, let's just kind of slip this under while everyone's on. Have you seen gas recently?
$4.15.
It has gone up. It was yesterday. It was $3.89,
It's
and
$4.15.
it went up 34 cents. In one
this
night.
is their way
And
of,
the one that was first $4.15 yesterday, the one on Eagle, already is at $4.19 today. So I guarantee you tomorrow we're waking up to $4.28.
Oh yeah, and
maybe?
as soon as the weather gets even nicer, guess what? 5 something. And what's gonna happen then? I'm not gonna be able to afford to drive around.
Yeah, like my job is driving around, and
Right.
I'm like lucky to have a Prius, but goddamn, still it sucks.
It took me. I filled up my car, and usually with that one, I was like happy because it only took like 30 something bucks to fill it up. You know, like 32.
Yeah.
And when I filled it up yesterday, $43.
Oh, the Mazda.
Yeah.
God, I remember when gas was like $2.12 or whatever.
Oh yeah, you could use $20 bill.
That's when I got my Prius, and literally like today I was like 0 miles empty, and I fucking should have done it yesterday because I would have saved like fucking
Right.
like a couple bucks or whatever. But yeah, it used to be 20 from like going down to zero, driving another 20 miles, like really fucking pushing it, would take $22 to fill up the Prius, and I would get 400 and some miles out of it. Now it's like it's still like I'm lucky that I have that car.
Oh yeah.
You know, and it's like it is cheap, but that's the reason I got that car was I would. Let's say like I would have never like done Uber and all that stuff. I wouldn't have gotten that car. I would have just kept the fucking car that Dad has now because it's like there was no point. But I was like, okay, I'm gonna be doing that stuff now, and I'm gonna be putting extra miles on it. Let's do that, you know. But if I had a regular job, then I wouldn't really want it either way.
My car, it was like $1.98 for gas when I first started driving.
Oh, back in the day.
Back in the day, and I remember just taking a $20 bill because it was like when you had to go inside and pay for gas. I don't think there was an option of paying outside.
Yeah.
Or maybe there was. I don't
maybe there was,
know.
but like you were.
I just don't remember. But
when did you start driving?
When I was 16.
What year was that?
I don't know.
When did you graduate?
2007.
Oh, 2005.
2005 is when I started driving.
Damn, 2005.
But yeah, I was like, I remember just being able to bring a $20 bill, and I would have enough to where it was like maybe it would have cost $21 to fill it up fully.
Yeah.
You know, but it wasn't like it was pretty much on full.
But it's crazy because it's like, like the reason it's going up because it's like you know, Russia and all that stuff, and they export a lot of their gas to us. Like the U.S. has enough oil to run.
Oh, this is their reason though
But
to make some money real quick.
But it's so perfect. And I was saying, well, it's not even that. It's I think they're just holding off on it because it's like, hey, if we're the last ones that do have oil and gas, like if they're fucking get sanctioned or we start running out of that shit, like way down in the future, it's like, hey, we can start charging up the ass for this shit. You know what I mean?
We need to do the gas crisis like in.
It's always sunny in Philadelphia. Yeah, even Elon Musk is fucking like pushing. He's like, okay, like, hey, we need to start doing our shit, you know. And it's like he's like, and he even like wrote, he's like, this, what I'm about to say is obviously gonna affect my company because it's like obviously for him to make as much money as he wants, this is beautiful for him.
Oh yeah.
But even him, you know, he like the fucking power that he has and stuff. He's like, hey, we need to the gas green energy and shit is not enough for us to run off. Like we need to still fucking use oil and gas. Like we're not at that stage yet. Like this is gonna hurt my company. I know that, but hey, we've got to fucking deal with this shit.
Right.
Like this is not good.
What happened to all like the freedom convoys and the truck drivers and everything? That's kind of like went off the radar.
I
Like the whole Russia thing.
I think well, it's like the thing is, yeah, everything's kind of gone off the radar. It's not that it's still not going on. It's just like, hey, like this is kind of like there are no gay rights. There are no fucking
Right.
anti-vaccine mandates and stuff if we're all fucking dead. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, it takes the cake, because
Right.
they attacked the fucking nuclear site, the biggest,
When?
the biggest nuclear site that's in Europe. The Russia fucking attacked that. It was like I think a day or two ago. From today's the 6th.
What does that mean? Like what's gonna?
Well,
What
like
might
luckily it didn't fucking blow up.
what would have happened if it blew up?
It would be a worse Chernobyl.
But what areas would it affect?
Like all of you, like I think when Chernobyl hit, it technically like low key affected like even Eastern Europe, like to the Balkans, I think a little bit. Not to the point of like because there's like the zone and stuff,
Right.
but if it's bigger, I'm sure there's a map on it.
Like how would it affect like Europe and Germany and stuff?
What is it? Nuclear. I don't want that. I just want nuclear power plant. Because the thing is, I don't know where the fuck it's called. Okay, this was It was 3 days ago. So like because there was a fire there. Like it did catch on fire and stuff. But luckily, I think what they were like aiming at was the testing center. Like it's still on the site, but it's like the testing center, like for like a training center, not
Right.
testing center, a training center. So like, but yeah, the Ukraine's Zappa for Zia, whatever it's called. I'll just make sure, just so I can see. Okay, so yeah, like 2 people died or some shit like that. But they're pushing. Okay, so I want to see what would happen. What would have happened like if it. Like, there's been ceasefires and stuff like that, so like but like supposedly they're still fucking shelling them and all that stuff. I don't fucking know, but it would be fucking bad. Like it's right here. Like
Right.
it would definitely affect this whole fucking area.
Right.
So, but yeah, so like that's the thing is like that's why this is more fucking important.
Right.
It's like okay, like
Do you think it's a conspiracy theory?
this?
Yeah.
No.
Do you think like people are just like faking it?
This?
Yeah.
No.
I don't know if it could happen.
It's fucking for sure happening. Like this is 100% for sure happening.
Russian. Oh.
And the thing is Russia's getting so fucked, and when I mean Russia, I'm not talking about fucking. I hate when people like Russia, like they're meaning Putin. No, I'm talking about the Russian fucking people are getting so fucked right now.
Why?
Because one, so you have like streamers, right? Like popular streamers in Russia.
Right.
None of them can get paid.
Why?
Because PayPal's now blocking everything.
They're like cutting them off.
Everything is being cut off in fucking Russia, right? So like even like porn websites are blocked off in Russia and all that. So like obviously that's like not a big deal, but there was a funny meme though. It was like CNN was blocked in Russia, porn was blocked in Russia. There was like one other thing that was blocked in Russia. He's like this might be actually a good thing for Russia. He's like watching a couple years gonna be like the most advanced people in the world because they're like not jerking off. They're not
like,
blocked off by shitty news and stuff.
Right.
But no, like they can't fucking access anything. You know what I mean? Like
Damn.
their
Can they have
PayPal's
Facebook
like
and everything? Like,
I don't know what Facebook's doing and all that stuff,
big
but
companies like Twitter and that kind of shit, like, cut them off.
I don't think they're cut off. Like that's who does cut them off is like the companies and stuff like that. But I don't think the thing is if like there was a popular streamer like a CS:GO streamer like the game I play, he I think his name is Alex. He's a he's a pretty big streamer and like YouTube or whatever and all that stuff, and like he can't get paid and all that stuff. Like this is his livelihood. And then he's like yeah, if we like post something on Twitter like being pro like Ukraine or like anti-Russian stuff, like we're gonna get jailed.
Damn. So you can't even like.
Well, that's the thing. That's how it is over there. It's the same shit as kind of. It's not. I'm not gonna say it's fucking North Korea level, but it's it's to that
close,
point where it's
yeah.
like, hey, like there's no freedom of speech and all that stuff, and like
Right.
they're getting fucked now. It's like, You know.
I wonder how far this can actually go. You know what I mean?
No, this.
And I wonder, like, are they ever gonna get those freedoms and stuff back? If they if they say, okay, we're done, like we're gonna abort everything. I wonder if they would come back.
I don't know how this is. The thing is, it's the same thing as like COVID. It's like, okay, like even when COVID hit, let's say it lasted 3 months, it killed fucking however many people it was. Like, the world will never go back. Let's say, like, boom, it's just fucking fully gone.
Right.
Not how it is like now, but like, let's say it's fully gone. The world will never go back to what it was normally, right? So it's like
same for this.
Same for this, by like a fucking tenfold when it comes to the people over there and stuff like that.
Some
because
people are like saying that they're like there's like Airbnbs in Ukraine that people are like
buying out to help them out.
I'm like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know.
I bet fucking Airbnbs. I bet Airbnbs fucking jerking their fucking dongs all day on that. They're like, yes, like we're getting paid for nothing. You know what I mean? Like, right? Because I guarantee you, they're still taking the fees and shit.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
of course,
they're taking all that shit. Like, because obviously they get some fees.
U.S.
like,
considers ban on Russian oil imports. To where Russia, it's up there in the breaking news or whatever. So does that mean just you gotta wait till it comes back again?
Oh, like on this thing.
Yeah.
Okay,
but what does that mean? So like we'll ban that like receiving their oil.
US
but most of our oils come from like the Middle East and stuff, right? Or do some of it come from Russia?
Russia's big on it too, for sure. No, that's like why our fucking oil. That's why our shit's going up because like no one's buying shit from Russia anymore, so it's putting like a sanction. It's all fucked. And the thing is, like, that's the thing. It's like, so if this, like you say, like how far, like it can go all the way fucking far. Like, because what's gonna, like, Russia's definitely not slowing down. They're just sending in more troops and more troops as time goes on. It's just getting worse every day. But it's like,
did anyone have any like inkling that this would happen?
Well, yeah, they've been fighting in Ukraine for about 5-6 years now.
Right.
Like in smaller places
straw,
and stuff.
though?
This was like a major, like, okay, like this is fucking action, and now we're going to war. Like there was like small things because Crimea.
Right.
So remember last week I said Chechnya last week. I messed up. I meant Crimea. So Crimea was taken from. Crimea used to be their own thing, and Russia took Crimea in 2014.
Okay.
So that was like kind of their first like thing, and that was like their own thing, and now it's Russia technically. Like things have been going on in Ukraine for a couple of years.
Right.
Like there's been actual fighting. There's been actual like Russian soldiers over there and all this shit. Like there's been things going on, but like even a day, but like it was like one of those things where, oh, how can I explain it? It's like, okay, we know that people are robbing the streets, right?
Right.
But the streets are generally safe. Have you been robbed?
No.
No. So, like, if you say, like, hey, is Boise downtown safe at 3 a.m? Like, when you're downtown? Yeah. Like, you'll say, yeah, I think we're okay, right? But something can happen.
Right.
You know, it's kind of like that because, like, so there's that, I don't know if I ever brought him up, but Bald and Bankrupt, he's a YouTuber that goes to, he's a British guy who travels to Soviet countries because he loves, like, the culture. And, like, and he doesn't go to, like, Moscow. He doesn't go to, like, the nice places.
Yeah,
he goes to like random fucking villages and just talks to random people. It's really, really cool. And he was in Kiev on the day of everything happening, right? So he was in Poland because I don't know where he was in Poland, but he was getting into Ukraine from Poland. And while they're crossing the border, there's people just like leaving, you know, to go travel to Poland.
Right.
And he's asking people, he's like, do you think, like, is there, like, war? Like, do you think it's everything? They're like, nah, it's going to be, like, we're okay, you know, we're all fine and all that stuff.
That day?
And then, like, so everyone was fine, but, like, he's like, this is, like, the worst I've ever seen going into Ukraine when they're looking at, because he's, like, been to Russia, obviously, like, because he speaks Russian and stuff. He was in Russia, like, a couple months ago, and he's like, I've never been asked so many questions on the border of Ukraine about why I was in Russia. He's like, so the people seem like everything's going to be okay. They're like, yeah, like, it's peaceful, we're all good and all that stuff. But he's like
the people already kind of knew, like
the border patrol and, you know, the military and all that stuff. They're on edge, you know, like they don't know, but there's like definitely high tensions of what's going on. And then so he traveled to Ukraine, got in like a train or whatever, got to Kiev, and then he was there in Kiev when everything was going down. Like obviously like the streets were a lot more empty, and as he was like escaping, like they're getting on like the metros and all that shit to get out, and like they're just pushing people in. Like they're not checking tickets. They're not
like
doing
helping
anything.
people
Yeah,
get
yeah.
out.
They're women, older guys, the same
Right,
thing
right,
that
right.
was like going on in fucking Bosnia back then. But like,
It's sad because like men are having to stay behind, boys are having to stay behind.
not necessarily like having to stay
Having to, a
behind,
lot
but
of
they're
them
like a
are,
lot of
you
them
know?
are to protect what they fucking have and stuff. But like, so either way, like, let's say again, if this is over, like, it's the same thing as COVID. Like, when it's over, it's not like, okay, we're good. It's like, no, we printed a shit ton of money. All this shit's on their case. All this shit's destroyed. Homes are destroyed.
I mean,
It's
look at
like, then you have
Bosnia.
to rebuild. You know what I mean?
There's like a bus now where Baca lives, dude.
Yeah.
It's been how many years, and there's still houses that'll never
And then
be
like,
built.
yeah, and like it's affecting, like, I don't know if like mom's told you and stuff. Like, Baca can't fucking buy flour.
That's
Anywhere.
crazy.
Like, it's affecting, because supposedly Ukraine is huge when it comes to the exports of, like, wheat, like, stuff, flour and seeds and all that shit. So like, they're a big food source, and it's affecting all of fucking Europe because, yeah, like in Bosnia they can't fucking
Damn.
get shit. And like, you've had what, I think 1 million people leave Ukraine. So it's like now, like, all these other countries are fucking influxing all these people. So like, it doesn't fuck just. It's not just Russia and Ukraine and all this
Right,
stuff. And then
it's like-
obviously, like, if this shit gets worse, obviously Russia doesn't want fucking NATO to be in Ukraine, and like Putin could be like, if we don't fucking win, what's the last resort? What was our last resort in 1944 against Japan? Fucking nuke them. You know what I mean?
Right.
Back then, no one else had nukes. We were the only ones who had nukes.
Right.
So it's like, okay, like, we'll nuke them. Boom, peace treaty, good. We're all good. But now Russia has like fucking 1,500 nukes. We're like right behind that. All this shit.
Right.
North Korea has nukes, which is on Russia's side. China has nukes, which is on Russia's side. Like, it's a different fucking world that we live in. So it's like, they can fucking start sending shit. And like, that's the worst case scenario. And that's where it can get to. But what I think is the craziest and most important thing about all this
What?
is that the one sold.
What sold?
That $290 million house in LA
Nuh-uh.
went out to auction. It's sold.
Nuh-uh.
How much do you think it sold for? This
Wait,
is
how much-
this is obviously the more important news of what's going on in the world. You know what I
Wait,
mean?
how much was it on sale for?
So remember, it was listed for $500 million. I've shown you the pictures, right? We looked at it
yep.
last week. Okay, sold for $500 million, or it was listed for $500 million originally. Like, when it first was like, boom, like, we're making this house, or fucking complex, or built, whatever the fuck you want to call that. Then it was listed for half the price was at $290 million. That's what it was on Zillow. $290 million was sitting there. No one's fucking buying it. Finally, like, on the 28th of February, we're putting this shit to auction.
But it's auction, which means auction starts at 0 or auction starts at 290 something.
No. Auction. I don't know exactly where it
Okay.
started, but I'm just gonna say 0.
Okay.
Let's just say you're looking at a very wealthy man.
I'm gonna say 315.
$2. I won. Everyone forgot.
$2?
I got it.
No, you didn't.
Kidding. No. 315 what? Million?
Yeah.
No.
How much?
No. Let's just say the guy who got it he got a bargain on it.
Okay, 100 million.
Close.
110 million.
A little bit closer.
115.
127, I think.
127?
So who bought it? No one knew who bought it until I think it was they
2
were
hours
supposed
ago.
to.
Fashion Nova CEO Richard Sagian.
Sagian.
So
Swear to
that
God.
one, the white
Okay.
guy, because it says
I
Richard
swear
Sagian
to
and rapper
God.
Meek Mill.
Fucking bitches. Watch her be a fucking half page. Okay, that's not as bad as Forbes. So LA. Okay. Rapper Meek Mill. Fanatic. So he bought it.
Mm-hmm.
Who the fuck is this guy?
I have no idea.
A lot of Russian oligarchs have been putting like money into U.S. real estate, like the billionaires in Russia and stuff,
Why?
because their stock market is tumbled. Okay, it's the same one. Who is this guy? Is it chief executive fashion? Oh, who owns Fashion Nova.
What's
Okay.
Fashion Nova? I've
Isn't
heard
that the Fashion Nova? Isn't that website thing?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Fashion Nova. That's a
Oh,
huge,
yeah.
huge website. Okay. So he's the owner of that.
Go on his Wikipedia. Does he have a Wikipedia?
No. So he bought it. 141. Okay. So he bought it.
Well, that guy got like a major loss.
So that guy was trying to keep it. He was trying to keep it because, like, so he got it. So that guy supposedly, from like what I've kind of heard and all that stuff. He has like net worth is like $5 billion or something like that. That guy's a billionaire. The guy who built the house. You never watched the video, right?
No, but you were showing me about it, remember? And you're like, he's kind of weird about the whole.
I thought he's a little sus. He was like a producer and all that stuff and whatever.
Right,
But like
right.
he owned like I guess he's like a fucking billionaire or whatever. And so he like lent money. He got like lent I think like 90 million from all that like whatever all this shit. And like he was trying to keep the house. He was like saying like, hey, like let me just live in this house.
Why couldn't you buy
And
it?
that like I don't know who fucking knows.
The money would have just gone
they
back
were
in
like
his pocket.
the thing is like they were both billionaires who like got lent the money and who like was building the place, but like they couldn't like do anything. But like he was trying to like he was saying like, hey, like we can use this as like a venue place and all this stuff. He was trying to sell it like in a different way. I think it's because he knew whatever this is gonna sell for is not gonna be for.
Right.
I'm pretty sure what it was built for. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like obviously I was kind of like let's fucking hold on. So
He's gonna have lots of parties.
yeah.
He says he has influencers such as Cardi B.
Oh yeah,
Jenner,
Fashion Nova is
Lil Nas.
huge. Fashion
Dude,
Nova
he's
is huge.
gonna have huge parties at that house.
Who's coming to beat out 4 other bidders? So there's only 4 bidders. Fuck, I could have been the 5th. I should have bid like $20 just to be on this list.
Could have.
Probably wouldn't have accepted it, but I wonder who else bid on it.
Right.
Everyone was thinking it was gonna be like some fucking Middle Eastern dude,
Yeah.
or like some fucking oligarch or some shit
He's
like
40.
that. Yeah.
Wait, if he funded it in 2006, which is how many years ago?
No,
10?
he founded Fashion Nova.
Right. Founded in
Yeah.
2006. So that's how many years ago?
16.
16?
Yeah.
So then how old was he? 40 minus 16 is what?
24.
He was 24 when he started that company?
Yeah.
Damn.
But Fashion Nova kind of like I would say took off in the last 5, 6 years,
But
7 years maybe.
Dude, like he was 24 years old.
Privately held company is owned outright by Salgan. His annual sales up to $1 billion. Okay.
Damn.
He owns 2 other homes. Nice. Well, so okay, he bought it.
Yep.
It is a really good fucking deal, though.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's gonna be a huge marketing tool for Fashion Nova. Huge. He can have fucking like fashion shows there and all that stuff because there's that huge backyard.
Right.
Yeah, he can definitely. I would imagine. Yeah, because he was forced after Crest Lloyd, the Homes Limited. That's who put it. So defaulted on $106 million in construction loans to U.S. billionaire Don Hankey. Yeah, that was the whole like fucking thing. But yeah, this is like a huge thing. I would imagine like if someone had the money, it would be some kind of fashion person, like a fashion person.
That's crazy.
Mogul guy, things like that. Damn. Well, I think that's definitely the more important news. I would say that's going on is that the one sold for 120, 142, whatever $million. So, yeah, it's pretty good.
Yep.
I thought I was gonna get it, but I should just Photoshop my face on there.
Right.
Like I
You
bought
just
it.
Photoshop yourself to the
Meek Mill.
Meek Mill's face.
To the black guy that you were gonna say.
Mm-hmm.
He's black.
He's black.
Meek Mill. That's fucking like.
It's not even his real name.
Well, yeah, but I was gonna say someone said. Some shitty rapper said like Meek Mill's in the top 5 of best rappers. All right.
I don't even know what that is.
A rapper?
Him. I've never heard
Oh,
of
Meek Mill. Yeah, he's not that great. He was like in jail for some fucking reason a couple years back. Yeah, that's like so. There's been the sickness of U2,
Right.
and potentially fucking like 400 others. There was, the ongoing shit in Ukraine. Oil prices. There's been some places in LA with $6.
Oh yeah.
Like $6.35 for oil.
That's crazy.
Yeah. That's
People are not gonna be able to afford that. It's already expensive to live.
Mm-hmm. Oh, what was crazy? Speaking of expensive to live, we never talked about it. Okay, so when I first moved here, when like the house was built, right? So I moved with mom and dad here, and I had my 350Z at the time, like
Right.
that blue car. And what I would do, because I had like no one here, like none of my friends lived here, right? So like boom, like I'm working full time at Foot Locker, and the rest of the time it's like what the fuck am I gonna do? So Yeah, this was before I had like a PC, so I was only like a console. So I didn't really like I gamed a lot, but like, what am I gonna do, right? Let's go on fucking drives. And I used to go like house hunting, I guess, like for the nicest fucking places in the whole Boise area, right? So that's what I would do a lot. Like, I wouldn't say like a lot. I probably did it for like a total of living here for like 2 years. I did it for like 2 hours, like
Right.
along the time. And so I'm out in Eagle, and I remember seeing this house. It was the most expensive house in Boise at the time. It was listed for $1.4 million.
Nuh-uh.
It's the most expensive house on Zillow at the time, right? 'Cause that's what I would do. I wouldn't really like go on Zillow and find the nicest houses. I would like want to like search for it, right?
Right.
So like I'm like, okay, Eagle's a good place. Like, what's a nice like rolling neighborhood? Okay, there's a golf course around here. Maybe that's a nice place. So you just keep driving. Now it's like, okay, this is a gated community, like really gated, not like a bullshit like gated community, but you can just walk.
Right.
It's pretty
like
damn gated
Straight up gated.
in a really already nice
Right.
neighborhood, right? So I'm like, okay, this is potential. And then like I see like this huge, like a really really nice house, and I'm like, fuck, like that's nice, you know what I mean? And I remember seeing like there was a couple that walked not like out of that neighborhood because all the houses in that neighborhood are pretty similar. Like
Right.
they're all around that price, right? And I remember seeing these like younger couple, they're like in their 30s. Walk. I'm like, damn, that's like crazy, like they live, in there and all that stuff. Like these houses are like $1 million. Like it's fucking crazy. And I remember like, yeah, that one was listed for like 1 point. I remember like
Right.
showing mom at the time. I'm doing DoorDash and I'm like near that neighborhood. I'm like, oh fuck, I think this is like where those houses used to be. And like now I'm in this like sub neighborhood that I don't even know if there were, I think they just barely built the entrance to this neighborhood at the time because I remember there was like dirt and shit. Now this is like a full blown neighborhood. I was like, oh shit, like I wonder what these houses are worth. And the houses that are like in the neighborhood are like, they're nice houses, granted, like 2,700 square feet, newly built. They've got like the bullshit
Right.
lakes around. Like I wonder how much these are. These are all like $1.5 million. I'm like, holy fuck! Like this isn't even like they're nice. Don't get me wrong, but like this much, I'm like, I think this is where that place is. I drive. I'm like, yep, that's the house. How much is it going for? It's fucking like how much is it worth? $4.8 fucking million dollars. All those houses in that neighborhood are around $4 to $5 million. Now. Normally houses have gone up about 2 times. I mean, that's kind of like the average around here. That's about like it was about 2.5, 3 times because it's like 1.7 or 1.6 or whatever. I'm like, that's fucking crazy. So like,
people are gonna buy it.
Oh no, of course, because people already live there and shit. But I was like, people already like those people. Let's say they're like the 30-year-olds.
Right.
Obviously, didn't pay off the house and stuff.
Right.
Just by living there for a couple of years and paying the mortgage that they were paying during the time, they have made so much fucking money.
Oh yeah.
You have made so much. Obviously, they're not gonna get the full $4 million if they sold it right now. But like,
You still
they
get a
have
pretty good
fucking.
amount.
They've x'd out so much for buying that, and it's just crazy because it's like you look at these houses that are worth. Like you look at all these big ass houses, like the one that like, Dad went to the other day. Mom
yeah,
tells them. The one that they went to the other day, that's like a 1 point. I think it's like a 1.2, $1.3 million house. Really fucking nice house.
Right.
And what's crazy is like my friends who just bought their house, which is a nice house, don't get me wrong, they could have afforded that house plus extra. During like a couple years back, like when we moved.
Right.
It's fucking insane.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely insane. Cause it's like, yeah, because it's like now, like okay, like you're buying like for them, new buyers and all that stuff, just starting their lives and stuff. It's like cool, great, like you got in a house, but it's like,
Yeah, you just bought a house that's
what
4 times worth the its actual value.
Yeah.
Do you remember
yeah.
before you used to be able to sell your house, you had to
crazy.
get it appraised?
You still have
I don't think you do. If you had to get it appraised, it would not be appraised for the amount it is.
No, granted, no.
I don't think they can. I don't think they do appraise it.
But no, that's technically the worth of the house, though. That's the thing. They would appraise it for that much.
Okay.
Because that's the thing is like the land and shit that it's on. That's the thing that's so expensive. It's still.
But no, I mean like okay, like
It's
mom and
not
dad's old house. When they sold it, they wanted to sell it for like whatever the 160 or whatever it was, and like, well, it's not worth that much. We can only appraise it for like 154 or something like that. And how the hell is that house now worth 300 and something?
Because that's what it's worth. That's how it works.
Because of the cost of everything else.
Because the cost of everything else. That's what it's worth. It's not. It wasn't worth that during the time, but that's what it's worth. It's the same thing as look, I bought this fucking car. It was worth $20,000. Now it's worth $5,000. What the fuck? Why can't I get $20,000 out of it? It's been fucking used and shit. It's not worth that much. There's some cars though you buy, and you fucking make money off of them. You know what I mean? Like you buy the car, you drive it, you have it for fucking years, and it's worth more than it used to be. Why? Because it's a more rarity car, or it's something that's sought out for things that's sought out after here to live here. You know, that's just how it is. Like people are willing. It's the same thing as like NFTs and CS:GO skins and fucking shit that like doesn't technically matter, but in a way it matters because people fucking pay for it. You know.
That's true.
Like these virtual knives that I have on this fucking video game are worth $100. Like, why? They're fucking virtual knives, but hey, they're worth. Someone will be willing to pay $100 for them, so they're worth that much. You know, that's how it is. No,
that's
you still get appraised.
That's how we need to get into NFTs. I'm telling you right now. People thought the Bitcoins and stuff were dumb.
No, I know. No, NFTs are legit. You know how much fucking money people have made from NFTs? It's crazy. But people have lost on NFTs. Everything you buy and lose. You could have bought real estate in certain places in Detroit, and look what happened. That's the thing. You can lose and gain money on almost fucking everything. There's everything in the world, and it can be random ass shit too. Random ass shit. You can lose and gain money if you're looking for a profit.
Right.
Nothing is like there's not one thing in this world that's like a secure fucking profit.
No.
The same thing as gas. Like, okay, I could have, you could have bought gas and done the whole like gas crisis thing, like It's Always Sunny in fucking 2018, and you would have been living good, right?
Right.
But like, okay, cool, okay, gas gone up. I can buy gas right now, but hey, it's
Right.
Same thing. Like the housing market here can crash any time too. That's the thing.
Let's hope it does.
And it might be because I think we're gonna have a really, really, really bad. This is going to be a really bad year. I can just tell you that right now. Well, it was going to be bad even before the whole Ukraine thing that happened. Because gas wouldn't have gone drought.
You think so? Because it did not snow that much this year.
I'm telling you right now, and I'm saying it, and who laughed at it the other day? I think because we were watching the UFC fights yesterday. And I brought up the drought. I think it was Victor. He kind of like laughed. I'm like, laugh all you want. It's going to fucking happen, man. Last year sucked. Like this year, what I'm really hoping they do, like if it gets bad, is fucking cut out irrigation water. Don't fucking water your stupid lawns.
Then it's all going to burn.
That's fucking fine. They'll grow back.
They won't. Not if it burns entirely.
Okay, do you want to drink water or do you want your grass to be kind of green?
Like you're talking about, like you think there's not gonna be any drinking water.
I'm not saying it's gonna get to that point, but like last year we were like, remember how we were cut off certain times and all that? Everyone was cut off certain times to not be able to turn on your water, like your irrigational water, because they need it for the fucking crops and stuff, right? And now you're looking, look at it at the strong basis, right? You have all these houses that are being built right now.
Right.
Like they didn't just fucking replace old houses, they replaced farmland, right? So now we have less farmland. That's the thing. It's kind of like we have less farmland, which is like it's a pro and a con. Obviously it's con, less food, less export for Idaho and all that shit, whatever, less food in general. But then you have, you have to water it less, right? But like you have all these, what uses, and then, like this could be a pretty good study. This could be honestly a pretty good study. I don't know how you can I'm pretty sure you can find it somewhere, but like you have like you have a plot of land, right? And it's an actual farm. I guess it depends on what kind of farm it is, because some use more water and all that. Let's just say it's fucking corn. It's pretty common here, or some shit, right? And you use that water, right? It takes a lot of water to run a crop. But now, okay, boom, whatever, cool. You replace that with a, what would you say?
Subdivision.
A subdivision, yeah, subdivision. How much water does that use?
A lot more than the farmland.
You think a lot more than the farmland? So it's like...
But think about it, because if one suburb can fit okay, let's take, for example, in the 6 acres, we could fit 40 of these houses.
Yeah.
When Dad was talking about
that.
Yeah. All right, so 40 houses watering their lawns, 40 houses...
That is, the water in the lawns right there, just right then.
Watering the backyard, the front yard, if you have a fountain going, if you have sprinklers, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I wonder how much more it is. I guess that's the real question. Because that's the thing, though. So now you have you have less. You have like less food, and we're using obviously more water because we have the growth of fucking population and the growth of these houses and all that stuff. And like when you really look at it, there are no small houses being built.
Oh,
I
no.
wonder what currently is the smallest house being built.
Oh, dude, I don't know, but like
You know what I mean?
like when you
Because I would say the cheapest that are being built is 500,000 because
Oh, yeah.
and that's an Eagle. Surprisingly, it's 500,000. But everything like you look at is like it's like starting at is around 500K.
Oh, yeah.
But I feel like those houses are still like 1,500 square feet. Maybe they're like 1,300 like
I don't know.
ish. I don't
Yeah.
know. I guess in certain areas they probably are, but like there are no like. I highly doubt there's any 1,000 square foot fucking
No.
houses being built. And if there is a 1,000 square foot house being built, it's called an apartment.
Mhm.
And obviously now you're stacking that. Now there's even more just
Right.
in general. But like that's the thing is like so we had our February was the lowest, the most driest February we've ever had.
Oh, yeah.
And it like sprinkled a little bit today, a little bit of snow, which I don't even know how. It was 50 degrees.
All right.
I don't know how it was snowing, but
It
that
didn't
was
snow anywhere.
questionable.
I didn't see any snow.
It was like no joke for like 2 minutes. It like snowed. Like you can see, but it was
right.
50 degrees, which was just weird. I think that's a conspiracy in itself. I'm kidding, but like
They pressed the wrong weather button.
wrong weather button. But no, you have like a lot more people. It was already fucking bad last year. We had a little bit of snow, and that one heat wave that we had recently, like 2 or 3 weeks ago. Like if you looked at the mountains literally the day beforehand and then after, you know, I'm driving on the road all the time. I see those mountains
Right.
from fucking here. And I remember like the next day, like it was a nice day. It was like 60 something degrees a couple weeks back, and like the next day, like I saw like the mountains were a lot less white than
Oh,
they
yeah,
were the other
like
day,
melted
and
all the snow.
and that like me and mom were just because I don't know how that whole system fucking works. You know, you would imagine like okay, like that's kind of good because now you have water, you know, whatever. But like we were watching like the thing and. Like yeah, like that's the worst case scenario is if it fast melts because then you can't contain it. Like
Right.
that needs to carry as long as it can, right? And like that's exactly what happens that fast melt. But I'm telling you right now, it's gonna be way. I think it's gonna be. I don't want to even. I think it's gonna be way worse than last year.
Yeah, this summer.
Not just worse than last year. It's gonna be way worse. And just in general, now like with the gas prices going up, the whole escalation and all this, and then obviously like COVID seems like it's back again, so there's gonna be another rise in
Right.
that. There's gonna be that water shortage.
Mhm.
I think it's gonna be a pretty rough year.
I feel like it's just getting worse and
Like
worse.
in overall general, like obviously some people can have a great year. I'm not saying that. I'm thinking just in general of how things are going
Right.
for like the overall population and the most common people. It's gonna be rough.
I wonder why all the years are getting worse and worse. And I wonder if every
It's-
generation
you know
thinks
why?
that, you know?
You know why?
Why?
The gays wanted their rights.
Equal bathroom.
That's why Putin's pissed at us.
That's exactly it.
No, I'm kidding. It's not that. But like I don't. Yeah, it's like. That's kind of what it seems like. You know what I mean? Like it's.
Man, we thought before. What was a year like before COVID? Oh, it was Trump. It was Trump. I wonder if it would have happened, this whole like Russia shit, if Trump was in power. Because I saw this TikTok video that said something
like, Putin
along the
and Trump were
lines.
kind of like friends and shit. I don't know. That's like the crazy thing. It's like I don't know how.
I read something on TikTok or I watched some video, not because I was watching TikTok, but it's on my phone. Anyways, it was something about like people thought that maybe the Russia-Ukraine thing that wouldn't happen because they're like, you know, a person like Trump, you don't know like what he's capable of, right? Because it's like a lot of people didn't want to fuck with him.
I think that's the fucking dumbest thing.
Why?
On this. What is he gonna do?
I don't know.
What is he gonna do? Everything that he said he wanted to do, which is like cool. You have fucking. That's the thing is like you're afraid. Okay, that's like that's the same thing as saying like the school bully wants to go for fucking class president. He's gonna wish for fucking Mountain Dew Baja Blast to come out of the water fountains.
Right.
He can be the bully all he fucking wants to be. He has no control over that.
Right.
He still has to go through the fucking everything else. He still has to go through the board and all that shit. You know what I mean? That's the thing. Like, I like honestly, I think that's dumb. Like,
Right.
what would he have done? People are like, I don't know.
Sides with Putin.
No, that wouldn't have happened. There's no fucking way that would have happened.
They're friends.
That doesn't matter. I don't think that matters. Dennis Rodman and Kim Jong-un were friends.
What happened then?
Nothing. Dennis Rodman was put in the 75th anniversary top 75 players in the NBA.
That's it?
That's really good.
Oh. I can't believe he was played in the NBA. He's a weird-looking guy.
Fucking incredible player.
What does he do now?
Just fucking lives off of the money that he makes off of whatever.
Hmm.
But that's honestly, I was really mad when fucking Biden got president. And I would have been really mad if fucking Trump got president.
What about Hillary?
She's like the Clintons, corrupt as fuck. That's the thing is like, honestly, it's been so fucking shitty when it comes. But at this end of the day, like, what would have really been different?
Nothing.
You know what I mean? Like, okay, if fucking COVID happened, what would have really been that different?
Nothing.
Honestly, there would have been.
Just heard a bunch of shit on Twitter.
We would have still printed out fucking $3 trillion fucking dollars.
Because we got that Trump bucks. That was the first one.
But like, it would have been Biden bucks. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, it would have been the same shit. They would have still printed out money, which would have fucking inflated us either way. Fucking, they wanted to take fucking Ukraine for a long time now. Like, why was it like at this exact moment? Who knows? Maybe honestly, when you think about it, like, it's like, okay, look, like, COVID really fucked everyone economically and all this stuff, and it seems like it's getting better. Hey, before they really rebuild and shit, let's attack them while they're low. Right? That could have been a reason why it happened at this exact moment.
Right.
You know? Like what like when you really fucking think about it, what would have been that much different? Other than what like the Capitol riots, but it's like what, that was nothing.
Right.
Like, really, what the fuck? Like, you know, sadly a police officer I think died, that woman fucking died. Like, there was a couple what really fucking happened? Zero nulch. Nothing fucking happened. And you had a couple people fucking driving cars with a Trump flag. What changed? Like, what would have been different? You know what I mean? So that's the thing is like, you know, like you look, so what, Obama left in 2016. Like, what did we do then? Like, okay, he killed fucking, you know, he was all for getting out of Iraq and all this stuff and change and all that stuff. It's like, no, we're still fucking doing crazy shit over there and having black sites and fucking just being super corrupt in the first place. So it's like, okay, but there was really nothing bad going on. You know what I mean? Like, you can be the best poker player in the world, but if you're dealt a bad hand, you're dealt a bad hand.
Right.
You can be the best basketball player in the world, but if you're 3'2", it's gonna be kind of fucking tough.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And that's the thing is like, okay, let's say Obama did. Let's take the fucking whatever presidents, whatever you think is the best president that was from day fucking one, George Washington now. A world pandemic hit, like. You know, and
right.
Everyone reacted the way they were going to react. Like, what are you
there's not
supposed
much
to do
you can
with that? You know what I mean?
And
like,
it's like no matter what you do, no matter what you do or say or whatever, there's always going to be a group of people who are not going to be happy with what you pick.
So it's like, what would have been different if fucking after Obama, Biden became president or Clinton became president? If everything in history went the same way it fucking did, like what, because she was president, we wouldn't have had COVID? I don't think that's the case. You know what I mean? So it's like overall, I really don't think in like the change of presidency would have been that much of a fucking issue, much of a difference, I should say. Either way, it was like, hey, these things are fucking going down.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how. I really don't know how it would have been better.
Unless
you know
Trump put the. He's the one that sent out COVID.
The bat.
The bat.
He ate the bat.
He is the bat.
He is the bat. God.
Freaking Ozzy Osbourne ate a bat's head on stage and never got COVID.
It wasn't a Wuhan bat. No, that shit. It wasn't a bat. It was obviously the fucking stupid ass lab.
Right.
Like that's kind of been fucking low key proven.
They're blaming it on an animal that can't talk.
Yeah. I bet the bat community. That's who we should fight for.
The bat community.
The bat community.
They're ousted.
Hold on for a second.
Bat lives matter.
Batman. Robert Pattinson. he shared a sexually transmitted disease. That was COVID with a Chinese girl named Wuhan.
That's it.
There is no city. That's the conspiracy. There is no city.
There's
Go
just
on Google Maps. There is no city that's named Wuhan.
No.
There isn't.
There is there really no? Oh, there.
No, there isn't.
There isn't.
No, it's that's the thing. Like, but yeah, like the question, you know, why has it gotten, like, you know, like I don't want to be the negative Nancy.
No.
No, I don't. Like,
No,
like,
you're not.
Can we get out of this? Like, potentially, yes. I don't want to say like that's like, you know, because like there's been worse stuff in the world. There's been a pandemic that was way worse than this. You know, the Spanish flu in 1918, and that was, think about it. That was right after World War One. That was That was 2 years after World War One ended. I think 1916. I think was when World War One ended, or did it start? Either way, like World War One just fucking ended. World War One, like that was, you know, that was a big fucking war. That just ended, or like was in the midst of ending. I think. No, it did finish. And then 2 years later, fucking Spanish flu happened, and they had that huge, like, that was during the depression, the Great Depression.
They're like they were all getting hit by everything.
That was rough.
Do you feel like we're kind of getting into that?
You know, they say
history repeats
itself. I remember a teacher telling me that.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
history repeats itself every 100 years, and it seems like it's like very low key, kind of correct.
Right.
That's kind of where we're heading. You know, like. You had, like, the Great Depression, you know, boom, okay, that's happening during the 30s, the 20s, and all that stuff. Okay, cool, like, things are getting better. Oh, no, World War fucking II, you know, that sucks. That was even fucking worse, right? Boom, get out of that.
I think it's just every generation, every person, I'm pretty sure they experience their version of just some crazy shit, like, you know, 9/11 and all of that. I think it's just sometimes when... It's like the unknown that sucks. You know what I mean? It's like you don't know because you don't have any control over that. You know,
Yeah.
like it's not like we can go over to Russia and stop it ourselves. So it's kind of like it's
Actually.
You can.
Putin said, if you just come here and tell me stop, I will. No one has, though. They're like, keep it going.
We should see how much plane tickets are.
Like $30, $40.
Do you think they're cheap now?
I don't think they'll let you go in. But yeah, I love your reaction to when I fucking just rip ass.
Nuclear ska bomba.
That's the nuclear bomb. But yeah, I don't know. It's like, you know, it's there. I don't know. It's tough. Like, I'm trying to think what, like, we can end off with this. We'll answer this to each our own, right?
Okay.
What's the best case scenario that, like, what's the best way we can get out of all of this? Like, what's the best way we can get out of, like, okay, like, life is, like, on the up again? What, in your mind, what do you think it is?
Besides ubiccioni superpower? I can't say that.
You can. I said it pretty vividly last week. And look,
I
I haven't seen any lasers on me.
Nope.
So that's the thing. America is a free country. I haven't seen any lasers on me. I haven't been taken by anyone.
No.
And if I was taken by someone, Liam Neeson would be there to fucking protect me.
Dude, honestly, I don't know, because there's so many things that need to be fixed. You know, like, there's just...
Like what? Tell me one thing that needs to be fixed. I guarantee you can't think of two things that need to be fixed.
But no, I'm serious. Like, the housing and the cost of living being...
We have a house.
Obviously the war that we have no control over. Like...
The war what? The war on drugs?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because that's still going.
That's still going.
That war's been going on longer than the Civil War.
1980s, I think, is when that started.
Right.
Reagan, right?
There's just way too many things, and there isn't a way to, like... There isn't a way to just, like, fix it, honestly. As a whole, no, there's not. Like, the only way you can fix it by yourself is, I don't know, sell feet pics, figure it out. You know, like, that's what it's kind of getting to, how me and you talked. Now, as a single person... You can't, even as a couple that just came out of whatever and they're doing their first time home, you know, like you have really no history of owning a home. You don't have any equity. You don't have any of that. it's almost impossible to get a house. So that's already putting them on like the back burner, right? Because like I can't even get a house.
Yeah.
I can't even get to an apartment because my credit score is bad because I can't get credit cards because I'm just starting out. But now I'm having to go to a job that doesn't pay me enough to even work there. There isn't really any other jobs. There are jobs. Even jobs are like 16 bucks. 16 an hour isn't going to do anything now. That's the thing
is like
there
if you're
are jobs,
solo,
but it's like
nothing.
and now you add on the high cost of gas. So now you're going to see a lot more people. They're not going to DoorDash. They're not going to do Uber. They're not going to do those things because I can't afford to pay for gas. Even like with my job, having to go to Nampa, and I used to be okay with coming to Meridian and whatever. I'm going to have to stop that now because it's like, dude, I'm not going to be able to afford to fill up my car every fucking 4 days.
Yeah.
You know? And I think it's a recipe for honestly putting people into such shitty life positions that a lot of people are having to like live in their car out on the street if they don't like. We're lucky that we have family. Like we are so lucky that we have mom and dad.
Yep.
Because there's some people out there that they don't, or you know, their parents are living in another state and like maybe all their life is here. So it's kind of like I can't just like up and move. Like
that's the thing, you can't. If you like saying that position, if your parents are in another state, yes, you can.
Well, yeah, if it was like, hey, it's either I'm going to be homeless living in my car or I'm going to move to a different state, of course you're going to pick the different state.
Yeah.
But it's to the point where it's like, that shit, like, a lot of people are having to move back into their families' houses. And they're like in their late 20s, 30s, 40s, whatever. And then now it's putting pressure on the grandparents because now they're, you know, these old, you know, these people have worked their entire life, can't even afford to retire because their house that they bought that was like $100,000 if even, well, all around theirs, and now their house is worth technically $500,000. Now they're paying property tax on the $500,000 home, and they can't afford that on their disability, on their retirement.
And that's the thing that pisses me off so fucking
like your house
much.
is never owned.
Yeah, your house is never. The thing is, like, okay, like California has some really fucked up shit, but the one fucking thing that they have is they do not pay property tax on what your house is fucking worth. They pay property tax on what they fucking paid for.
Right.
Which is so, like, it's so, like, think about how much money. Not, and, like, you're not even talking about income tax. You're not talking about fucking just tax of going to food things and just general fucking state tax and the 6% state tax. I'm not even talking about that. You're just talking about the fucking amount of money that Idaho is making on the amount of people that are moving here and the rise in the fucking houses. Like, think about how much money they're making off of that.
And then it pisses me off when they're like, well, we need parents to donate. And we talked about that. You know, it's like, did I drive down Eagle, which I barely ever do? The times I did, it's like, dude, pothole, like the road is breaking with all these potholes. And it's like, what the fuck are you doing then with all this money? Like, what exactly are you doing with it?
They're giving it back to us. They're giving us a $75 check. They're spending $600 million of the $1.8 billion that they fucking have in surplus. They're spending $600 million to say we're giving it back to the people by giving us a $75 fucking dollar check.
Right.
That is the dumbest fuck. And the thing is, the Republicans love that. Republicans love that. That's why they're going to stay in office and stuff, because it's like dumb fucking retarded. And I don't mean mentally disabled. I'm okay with those guys. The ones that ran the retard den, the fucking Down syndromes and all that, they're A-okay in my book.
Right.
It's the actual. That's the thing. They say retarded is offensive to actually mentally challenged people. No, retarded should be offensive for the people that are fucking actually retarded.
Right.
By thinking that, hey, the Rip Hubs, fucking Brad Little. Who's our governor? Who's our fucking retard governor? Brad Little?
Brad Little.
Our fucking retard governor, Brad Little, and that cunt, and I put it on fucking Twitter. I was like, who anyone fucking accept? Like, he's like a cunt, and I fucking outed her too. Megan, or what's her name?
The mayor?
The McGeechan person.
The mayor?
Do you remember? No, McGeechan. I think she's like something in eastern Idaho. Or she's like up top in the Idaho legislature. What's her name? McGeechan, whatever. She was the cunt of a cunt. I mean, a cunt of a woman. That when the PPP loans were coming out, she was like we should not be giving money and all this stuff. Her fucking own businesses took out huge PPP loans, right? So it's like already one fucking thing. And then she was just recently at a rally or like a thing, like an event in Florida that's like really like pro-white and pro-Russia. Like, because there's a lot of people that are pro-Russia. Like a weirdly amount of people that are pro-Russia on all this shit, right? And she's fucking part of that, right? Cunt of a woman. and she's Republican and all that stuff. Those people stay in office because they're like, oh, we're giving you back your tax money. Fucking retarded.
The only way, honestly,
kill yourself. Kill yourself. Please shoot me. Prove to me that you're listening to this. Kill yourself or have someone kill you. I don't give a fuck.
Okay, you know what?
I won't do it though.
The only way it can change,
her,
honestly, is if they changed everything, which they won't, to where it's like when you are in office, you get your salary.
We talked about it.
Yeah, that's the only way it would change. It's never going to do it, so it's going to stay the same. So no, I don't have an answer to that because it's going to fucking stay the same.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, not to stay the same. It's not going to get better.
It's like you look at it. I don't know. I think I talked to this about mom. Not. I don't think we talked about it on the podcast, but the other cunt of a fucking woman, the one that looks like a fucking witch. She looks like she's 200 fucking years old. The one that's like right next to Biden all the time.
Oh,
what's her name? She's Pelosi, Nancy Pelosi. Like her net worth is like $200 million, right? But she gets paid $200,000 a year, right? Which is like, okay, like fine. Like you made it up top. I get the salary, whatever. $200 million fucking dollars? Where's that net worth coming from, right? It's so bullshit that senators have fucking rights to trade in the stock market. Because look, when you're an athlete, you can't bet on teams.
Right.
You can't bet on yourself if you're a professional athlete in any realm, whether it's esports, the NBA, all this stuff. You can't bet. You can't make bets. You can't gamble. You can't do that shit. Oh, but senators can use the fucking stock market to make your $200,000 salary become a $200 million net worth. What does the fucking math add up on that?
Right.
And then there was a Twitter page that literally just listed everything that she did on the stock market, got shut down.
Really?
Yeah. It's like, how, like, that's like one of the worst fucking things out of all of it is like that you cannot fucking tell me that there's no insider trading going on. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, and I'll say it again.
They fucking know. They all made it rich with everything that's going on. They're going to make it rich with the war. They made it rich with COVID. Like, that's all it is. It's like, all of this, I'm sorry, but like, I get it. It's like, it's really hard for a lot of things to be accidental.
Very.
You know what I mean, though? For real. So it's like, I could see it to where it's like, okay, maybe it did something in a lab, but then why the fuck are you creating this in the first place? Why was this in the lab in the first place? Yeah. Right? Unless it was supposed to be used for whatever. Like, why even make it? If it's that deadly and there's a potential it could cause something, like, why even have it in there?
Yeah.
Why even risk it?
Like, it's
unless they knew that, oh shit, you know what? Okay, well, it got out. Let's make the best. Life gives you lemons. Let's shake hands with these people that make these vaccines that are not going to work, but let's I'm pretty sure they invested in shit like whatever company makes, face masks and everything else.
Well, because I remember there was two senators, and that's the thing. There was only like two. I remember that during COVID, before like the actual crash happened, when like COVID was first, like, hey, this shit's gonna kill us all, right? There was a massive crash that happened during that, and a week before, like there was two senators that actually like pulled out pretty much all their money in the stock market, like sold everything. And it's like, I don't think that was obviously about 2 years ago now. I truly don't think anything happened to them. And it's just like,
but then like if a person just like me and you,
like, oh, like I fucking, like Elon Musk tells me, hey, buy the stock right now, like I'll get fucking outed for that. I guarantee I'll get caught for that.
Right.
Like, fuck them all, man. It pisses me off so fucking bad. Like, why couldn't fucking, like, I hate like that people got mad at the January 6th thing. I don't support it. Don't get me fucking wrong. The fucking when our revolution happened to our fucking stupid
Capitol.
White House, all those Trumpist fucking retards that couldn't get one job done. Like, why couldn't you have done it better? That's how much this country sucks. We can't do anything. Like, we're not doing anything good anymore. We can't fucking start a revolution. You know what I mean?
No,
like, we suck at everything. There's like, as a gist of a fucking country, like our media has crumbled. It's all dog shit now. It's all about fucking ass. Like when Lizzo was fucking on the stage.
Right.
Our movies are the same fucking thing all over the thing. Like, we were like the sanction of all this shit, right?
Right.
Nothing. We're all dog shit.
We are.
It's just all bad. Like, it's good, but it's fucking bad. But yeah, it's just like the fucking goddamn government.
If I had nothing to lose, you know.
The high level government. Like, oh, there's, don't get me wrong. There's like there's a lot of them that are good.
I still don't know why people, and there's like riots, why they riot like people's local businesses and
I
destroy
never
them.
get
It's
that
like,
either.
dude, you go find, you could find where these people
Because
live
they suck.
and go riot their house. Like, and I'm not saying like you have to be like, you know, to where you're being violent. Like if if someone's like, but go and
Like,
stand outside their house and be annoying as
yeah,
fuck.
Yeah.
And get a group of people and just do that. Like make their
But no, you're
life
you're gonna
shitty.
fucking attack the fucking
someone who like has nothing to begin with, and all they have for income is this little business that you just fucked over for them. Because of what?
It's because we suck at everything.
Like looting for TVs and shit, dude. Go loot these rich ass people's houses.
Literally, do it.
Go loot their fucking houses.
Do it, please.
Like, why are you getting into these businesses?
Yeah, I don't get it. Like, we can't do anything good. Like, we can't do like peaceful protests good. We can't even do violent protests good, which they call peaceful protests. But it's like we can't do anything good.
No.
There's not like the country as a whole is slowly fading away as like, you know, every revolution falls at one point. The Soviet Union fell, the great fucking Roman Empire fell. Like
You think we're gonna
everything
fall?
America will eventually, like, nothing lasts
The
forever.
fall of America.
It will. Like our dollar is getting weaker. Our dollar is like it's slowly going to get to the point where it's not used as a world currency anymore.
Right.
Like it's going to become either Bitcoin, which is like already low key in the process of happening, and the Chinese yuan. That'll start slowly being the world.
Why?
Because America sucks. Because we're crumbling. Like we have nothing. It's gonna become those two. It's gonna become Bitcoin, which it's already like happening. Like that's like I think it's Iran does like all their oil stuff in Bitcoin or something. They do something major all in Bitcoin.
What if you can't afford Bitcoin?
You can always afford Bitcoin. Bitcoin is just Bitcoin. You can always afford Bitcoin.
So a dollar of mine is a dollar Bitcoin?
No, god damn it. You say these things and it's like
I don't know Bitcoin, dude.
but it's like a stock. Like if a dollar in yours is like 0.00000 something in Bitcoin, whatever.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
But it's still Bitcoin. It's still a
Right.
dollar in Bitcoin. It's still worth a dollar. I
Okay.
can have 0.00005 in Bitcoin, and that goes up to 0.00006 in Bitcoin. I still made money off that. So
Right.
now I can transfer that from $5, let's just say, in US dollars, and now it's worth $6. It's still worth something. Like, you know, 0.0000 of anything, it's still worth something.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like $10 is worth what, like 300 pesos or something. You know, like this right here. This is worth 500 pesos, right? I got this as a tip like a year ago.
Really?
Yeah, this is worth 500 pesos. So in Mexico, it's $500, right? 500, but it's worth $25.
Hey, that's a good
$25
tip.
bucks. I know it was a good tip. I just don't know how to convert it.
Go to the bank.
But yeah, no, like that's the thing. Like they're now that's starting to happen. You'll have the fucking Chinese yuan being the world currency. Like the world, everything is paid off by
What's
the U.S.
wrong?
dollar.
What's wrong?
What's yuan? Everything. But like,
Hey, that's your
yeah.
thumbnail. What's wrong?
We didn't talk about it too much.
It doesn't matter because we're talking about what's wrong with everything, and then you ended it with that. So it'll be
But
perfect.
it's like yuan. Like it's
What's one?
how do you spell? I think it is like JUAN or JUA something like that. They have like two currencies. It's kind of weird.
One. You
Is it?
or
YUAN? YUAN, not JUAN. Yeah, YUAN. Yep. They have like two currencies though, because it's like they have the CNY and then they have like the RNZ or some shit. I forgot how it works. Like there's like two different ones. I don't know. Forgot. But like I don't know. I think that's the way it's gonna go. Like there's like something happening like in the Middle East or something that's like they're stopping to use the US dollar and all stuff for like I don't know, something like that. I don't know. But it's gonna happen. Like it's not I truly believe that we're gonna be under Chinese control. at some point. I don't know when that's gonna be.
We're gonna be Canadians.
But that's why I accept Xi Jinping's, however you say it. Don't want to say your name wrong. If I'm saying it wrong, I have deep respect for you. Xi Jinping. I deeply respect the guy. I'll just say that. Just, so I get accepted in their shit, so they don't fucking kill me.
Right.
I'm not against it. Take us. Fuck Biden. Fuck whoever's going to be the president next time. Fuck
I'll
everything.
convert.
I'm okay. I've
Can we
converted.
still speak English, or do you have to speak Chinese?
It's Mandarin, by the way.
Mandarin?
I'll start learning Mandarin.
But no, do you think that would be something that they're like, you have to speak Mandarin now?
Oh, probably. That probably
Es
won't
pues
happen, but-
mandarina, though.
Mandarin. Chocolate, Mandarin chocolate.
Uh-huh. Jif.
But yeah, I don't know. I think, but yeah, no, it's like I'm not like it could be another fucking 150 years, but like I truly like
You feel like eventually it's gonna be non-existent.
not even that. I think our peak is over.
Right.
I think America's peak is over. Like there's no. I truly think it's like over. Like we're on a steady decline. There could be another incline. I'm not saying that, but
Right.
with the trend we're going right now, like we hit our peak.
Right.
Like there was. There's so much like. It's hard to look forward for a lot of things.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like everything is kind of like a joke. Everything is a meme. There's nothing really like serious. It's all there's no like there's not like, oh, we're going to the fucking moon. There's no like anything like, like we can like
something to
easily
look forward to.
It's really, and this is not just, sorry, I fucking hit my mic into my throat. I almost killed. Imagine there was a knife there. I would have been dead.
You would have been dead.
That would have been a conspiracy in its own. It's like, oh, they forced him.
Oh yeah.
But no, it's like, it's not even just me. Like I fucking have stuff to look forward to. It's not that. I think it's just in general,
right.
as a whole, that it's like it's getting harder to make you believe that like, hey, like there's,
like shit's gonna get better.
It's hard to say that.
Yeah.
Population going up. It's just, I don't know.
Yeah, it's almost like a loss of hope a little bit.
In a way, a little bit, like, can it come back? Maybe, but like, it's. I think like the fascinating years of America are slowly kind of over.
It's kind of
like
sad.
when you. It was like kind of like, I think it was like kind of the turn of 2000. For America, like there was, and the economy was still good. Things were like still going well.
Yeah, the Y2K
and
that
then
was gonna happen. Remember?
Well, Y2K was like, oh, whatever. But like, then 9/11 happens, and since then,
it's all been kind of downhill.
It's been very, very different. We had the Patriot Act come out. That was like pretty much like the TSA comes and now there's all this extra security cameras, all this stuff,
right.
And then the technology starts blending in with it and all this stuff, and then it's like, okay, like maybe there's maybe it's gotten so bad where they are like listening to our phone calls. Boom, Snowden comes out with all this information about all this shit that's going on, all this shit that we did to the Middle East when it comes to the individuals like that we fucking tortured and all this stuff at these black sites. Like we just started kind of, and don't get me wrong, we were doing like suspicious shit back in the day too, like whatever, like since the CIA's kind of started. But
right,
yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's kind of like there's a lot of people think like when you say like, oh, like your freedoms are going away, like boom, you're a Trumpist,
right.
Like you fucking know, I don't give a shit about who's in office.
Right.
It's the same shit. They're in it for themselves, right? But when you look at it, it's like you're being like they're more monitored more often. The whole like there's like everything is fucking tracked.
Right.
Like everything. Like your money is tracked, and like there's just no. It's like there's no trust in the people anymore.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's kind of like what it feels like. It's like you're getting micromanaged, and it's getting worse. Like how it is in China, like the social credit score and all that stuff. So like that's like another thing. It's like it's like the same thing as like you're doing a job and you think you're doing it fine and you're doing okay. Like you're just doing it. Oh, but now like there's a camera there. It's like, okay, well that's whatever. Like okay, fine. Like it's kind of weird. Now I can't kind of like chill in some slow moments and all that
Right.
stuff. Okay, but I'm whatever. Like it doesn't change anything, and I'll get used to it over time. And over time, you kind of forget about it. You're doing your job, everything's going the same. Oh, now a guy's watching you do your job.
Mhm.
It's like, okay, like, and then, there's always someone over your shoulder.
Right.
It's like the Michael Jackson song. Somebody's watching me. You get no
Somebody's
privacy.
watching me.
Oh, whoa,
He was on top of it before anyone else.
Yeah.
It makes sense though.
But yeah, it's just like it makes you kind of low key feel like you're.
Like someone said, it was like, and I've always liked this. It's like you take a lobster and you put them in a boiling pot of water, and they're gonna try to escape.
Yeah.
But if you put them in some cold water or warm water,
And
right?
grow,
And you just kind of slowly turn up the heat. Eventually, they just get used to it until they're like, oh shit, and then they die.
Yeah.
Right. Same thing. It's like, of course, when it's like, bam, we're gonna implement something that's like horrendous. It's like everyone's gonna like revolt around it, but you like little by little, add things or take things away. It's
like and it's probably like a really like negative way to look at it, and that's how I look like when I said like Airbnbs probably fucking loving this because people are just ordering and it's overall a good thing. Like you're helping the people that are struggling in Ukraine to like, hey, like this is like one way we can fucking help out, and they're getting paid for it, right? Like I get that. Like that's a great thing.
But you're also making someone else rich.
But then
that's profiting off of bullshit.
Yeah, and then it's like, but then you look at the bad side, and it's like, well, fucking, I'm pretty sure, like, and I don't know, I don't want to put like words in their mouths or anything like that, but like, I'm pretty sure they're still taking fees from that.
All right.
Like, they could be not. I don't know that, but they could be, right? So it's like, okay, like, fuck, now I get that side of it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like the same thing as like, okay, when 9/11 happened, let's say that never did happen, right? Like, we're living fine, and the Patriot Act comes out. Like all this shit, all these securities come out. Mm-hmm. That would be like, hey, like what's going on? But because something really bad happens, that's okay. Do that because I want to feel more secure. Right. So it's like, oh, okay, like that's people didn't revolt from that.
It could be that that's the same shit. I could see how that could be an inside job, right? Because it's like if they already had it in their mind, and then like, hey, people are not gonna like do well with this unless we do this.
Potentially, yeah. Like
people wouldn't have been okay with having to wear masks and doing all these things and getting vaccines for God knows what unless something came out that was fear mongering them. Like, hey, if you don't get this, like you're gonna die.
Yeah, of course. And like that's the thing. There's two ways to look at everything, and it's like
the conspiracy way and the wrong way.
The conspiracy way and the wrong way. And that's why I truly believe the Earth is flat.
Fuck yes,
Ice like ice is completely correct. But no, it's like, so like you look at those kinds of things and it's like I don't know. Like you just get that kind of feeling for it, because it's like whenever you look at something at like a major, like when you're looking at like top level shit and all that stuff, like, is it ever good? You know what I mean? Like it's like is it ever?
It's always been corrupt. It's just like now with just Facebook and everything else, it's hard sometimes to differentiate between like what's real and what's not. Because it's hard. Some people make certain videos that like that's why you should fact check it, But sometimes it's like, dude, it looks so convincing that I feel like okay, this is like a legit thing, and I feel like there's just so much access to that, and it gets so kind of jumbled up everywhere, whereas before which is a good thing and a bad thing again with everything.
No, everything has
it's great that you have people that could videotape and be like, this is actually what's going on, so then you're like, oh shit, this is not what I'm getting from like CNN or whatever news station that wants to just show their own thing. Like I'm getting real life, like this is what's happening in the world. But then you also have people that are like, too. Hey, let me just fake this. Because there's been times where...
No, it's been proven. Like the whole YouTube prank stuff.
Or it's like even like there's some people that came out that were pretending to be nurses during COVID crying about blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm having to quit my job. Whatever. I'm getting fired. And then people are like, dude, they've never worked as a nurse. But their video was super convincing, to it's like, how am I going to really check that unless I call whatever place they work at? Or, anyways. But
it's the same thing as like those like YouTube pranks that was happening like in 2015 and stuff. Like I forgot his name, but there's like all this stuff. No, it was 2016, 17 when Trump became like president and stuff. They did all this like social experience. That's what they were called at the time. All this stuff like, putting a Trump car outside like a black neighborhood. What are these black people gonna do?
Mm-hmm.
And they attack it, or I'm holding a all whites or all lives matter sign in this black neighborhood. What am I gonna do? No, you watch that, and like that's the thing. Like these things got hundreds, like tens of millions of views,
Right.
maybe potentially like 100 million views. That's a lot of fucking eyes on that shit, right?
Right.
And it's like it was all fake. It was all paid actors fucking doing that. And like
Oh,
even the
yeah.
guy who made the videos, like like they were, and like not even just those, not even like the political ones, but like all of them.
Right.
You know, because it's entertainment. Like at the
Right.
end of the day, it's fucking
Right.
entertainment. You know, it's like
And people want to be paid. Like, people, I think it just gets like there's so much shit going on that's like I want to just check out. Like if I'm on my Facebook and then some like news article comes up, everything I read is mother arrested for killing her 5-year-old.
yeah,
This person arrested for killing his entire family. This, so it's like, dude, I'm just gonna watch these stupid ass videos because it's like if I'm gonna be on my phone,
Yeah.
and so a lot of people just take that as in like let me just make some fake ass shit because people are gonna watch it.
Yeah.
Because they need to be entertained and away from all the stuff that's happening in the real world. People are not gonna want to watch actual. Not like I'm not saying people as a lot of people. They're like not gonna want to watch serious things.
yeah.
Even though they should, but sometimes just
That's the thing. Sometimes you just want to wake up, have your cup of coffee, and not see a missile strike fucking happening.
no shit.
You know, sometimes you want to wake up and be like, all right,
Right.
like what, like
Yeah.
But I think what I think would be the best case scenario is people wake up and you're like, you know what? It's Wednesday morning. It's a great fucking day. I feel like it's gonna be good. But you know what's gonna make it better? I know at 7 a.m., whether I woke up right after or right before that the new TARS episode is out.
That's right.
I think if people had that perspective, they wake up that Wednesday morning and they say, is it 7 a.m.? Did I pass over? Or did I sleep? Did I wake up on
Right.
time? That I can watch talking about real shit, whatever
right.
week is out. If you can do that, I think your life will benefit
better.
tenfold.
Oh yeah.
I guarantee your net worth will go up quickly.
Oh yeah. Your looks will become better.
Did you see what Forbes said about us?
They
said whoever started watching this, they did a fucking like
article.
an article, a questionnaire, like a
Survey
like a
thing.
survey. That's one of they did a survey about like I think they asked like 2 or 3 million people, if I remember correctly. They asked 2 or 3 million people, and like I think 20% of them didn't watch TARS because like, obviously we have a shit ton of viewers. They asked them, and like their net worths were way
Skyrocketing.
lower.
The
people that were watching TARS,
because the one that
skyrocketing.
just
They
is our
said
newest.
since we came out, their net worth has gone up at least 6 or 7 times.
Oh yeah.
That's what they said.
What's crazy is we don't want to tell people because we don't want to be like associate. But the person that just bought that one house,
Yeah.
didn't he just subscribe to our thing?
Well,
Or is he wanting us to do a show at his house?
he said he wants to do a show. Like that's the main reason he bought it. He's like, I think this would be.
Because we're talking about like not having a studio and shit.
Yeah, he's like, I think this is a good sized studio for you guys for like the kinds of stuff that you do.
Oh
I
yeah,
think
like
this
all
is
our guests and everything.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. So they're like, you can house your guests and stuff like that. But
Mm.
he mainly bought it because he stated, he told us at least, he said not to really talk about it, but whatever. He stated that once he started, because I think he said he started watching around like episode 30,
All right.
somewhere around there. So it's been like, what is that, 4 months, something like that, 5 months, 6 months. He said since he started watching that,
Fashion Nova took
Fashion Nova took a fucking firestorm of income.
Oh yeah, because all the things I wear is from Fashion Nova.
Well, yeah. Because he does make them for like,
Bigger people.
smaller people, I was going to say.
No. Or some tanka.
Well, it's just the camera that makes you look like that.
In
Like the
real life.
camera gives me like double D tits. I don't actually have double D tits. It's the camera
It's the
effect
camera.
that does it.
Because I'm really like 100 pounds.
Yeah.
Is my face red?
No.
It's your camera.
It looks white. Because the fucking light. But yeah, I don't know. It's going to be rough. I think, again, this is what we're going to end it because I asked how you think it's going to,
Right.
I'll have a quick answer.
Okay.
Nuke all of us. No, I'm kidding. Don't do that. I don't want that to happen. But I have high hopes. I think things can turn around.
Okay. If I could turn
But
back time.
We'll see. Anyways, that's it. Thank you guys for joining us on episode 58 of Talking About Real Shit Podcast. Am I out of focus? What is that? Why am I looking weird? But other than that, that's pretty much it.
That's pretty much it.
That's always how it is. Thank you guys so much for joining, and we'll see you guys next week.
Need help?
Yes.
With what?
Everything.
Okay.
Life.
Can't
No,
help you.
I'm good.
Okay. God, it smells like cake, but there is no cake in this house.
Why does it smell like cake?
I don't know.
I don't smell cake.
I smell cake. It's COVID. I wish COVID just had you smell cake.
God.
It's hot in your room.
Well, because I was hoping you would turn that off.
I'm sweating.
It's really hot. You should turn it off.
Well, could have some.
Gospel.